Hi neighbors. Hello. What a day. Welcome back to my channel, Pretty Hippie Me. It's no longer Pretty Hippie Christmas because I'm filming this on what I'm going to deem as December 32nd, 2020. Normal calendars might call this January 1st of 2021, but I refuse to believe that 2021 is going to go this badly for me. So today is December 32nd, 2020, and it has been a day. How are you? I hope that your 2021 is starting off better. You may have noticed it was like 9:20 p.m. EST last night. I posted a brief 18-second video or 16 seconds or something. I'll put that in right here. In typical 2020 fashion, my technology was working against me today, so I couldn't get my video uploaded, but happy new year. And tomorrow we will get the big video where I show you how I made this makeup look while I tell you about my 2020 reflections and 2021 resolutions. I made this beautiful makeup look. I thought it was so good, and I spent hours on it. I tried twice between yesterday and today to edit the filmed footage, and I just could not figure out how to get it to be the way I wanted it to be in time to post it for the new year, which is what the goal of that post was. I was struggling so hard with, it seemed like such a simple idea in my head. Actually getting it to do what I wanted it to do just like totally didn't work in reality. So then I was like, oh, wait, what do I do now? I'm in a mood, if you can't tell. If you're not ready to see me in a mood, you're not ready to see this video. Today, it's gonna be a redo, a substitution for the video I meant to post yesterday. And instead of creating a magical, mystical, reflective, artistic look on my face, which by the way, got very few likes on Instagram. I was very surprised. So if you have an Instagram and you follow me, please go like it. I want people to see it. I was really proud of it, and nobody cared about it. Instead of that video, which is dead in the water right now, I'm going to do something that makes me happy while I complain. And that is going to be playing with the eyeshadow that my boyfriend got me for Christmas. So we're going to get into that. First, I'm going to get my base together while I talk to you about some stuff. Hi, Happy New Year. So basically I'll give you a recap of all the stuff that I said in that video that was supposed to go up yesterday about like my 2020 reflections and my 2021 resolutions. 2020 was a year. What a time, what an era, and I'm so glad it's over. However, because of the way of the world, the problems of 2020 are not necessarily over, but a weight definitely does feel like it's been lifted since we have moved into 2021. Well, since y'all have moved into 2021, because today is still December 22nd of 2020 for me. As hard as COVID was and continues to be, it is a very unique thing for us all as a planet to have kind of gone through the same experience together. For us all to kind of have had the same bad year. And I was thinking about that yesterday while I was reflecting on 2020. Like, around the world, no matter who you meet, for the rest of our lives, basically, everybody will have stories about 2020 and the pandemic and COVID-19, and it'll always be something that connects people. It's been a traumatic experience for all of us. We all are going to carry this around with us for the rest of our lives. There's a devastation to that, but there's also a real beauty to that. Everybody who gave a damn all went through this together, trying to take care of each other, and I think that that's really nice. There's a unity in us all going through the same thing together. What an interesting connection that we're all going to have from now on all over the world. I was also thinking about the many other like big scale things that happened this year, especially Black Lives Matter. Not that Black Lives Matter has not already been present in at least the US before this year, but with the death of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and so many other people, and the fact that people were at home due to COVID and had time to pay attention, you know, we saw things happen at such a speed and such a power and impact that we haven't seen for a long time. And a lot of people started to really learn and recognize, like white people recognizing their privilege and recognizing the disparities that exist, who might not have otherwise had time to pay attention and see these things, or might have been otherwise influenced by other sources. Like if you're not driving to work every day, you might not be turning on that talk radio in the car to listen to like Rush Limbaugh and people telling you that it's not what it really is. So you're at home and you're just watching the news, and maybe you're exposed to different news sources than usual. You know, things changed when we all had to stay home for quarantine, and just generally people started working from home more to maintain social distance and to be safe. A lot of white people were able to wake up, and a lot of stuff was able to happen that without the pandemic really might not have happened. It's a weird positive to come out of this pandemic, but a positive nonetheless. People were slowed down enough to pay attention, and once they paid attention, they took action. And the opposite side of that is that once businesses started reopening and people started going back to work, the noise has died down a lot, you know? So fast. It all happens so quickly. So just don't forget, stay vigilant, stay aware of what's going on around you in your personal neighborhoods and nationally when it comes to race relations and police. White people, I think, are more conscious now of their privilege than before this summer, including me. It's not like I was the most wokety woke white girl on the internet before this or anything. Everybody, I think, learned a lot from this spring and summer in quarantine and in lockdown. And I think that most importantly, a lot of white people with white privilege learned the value of their privilege and how they use it, and also learned the value of just sitting still and listening to Black people and Black voices and Black stories and giving them validity, which is not something we've always been good at doing. For me personally, it's definitely been a roller coaster 2020. Getting a job in the industry that I loved in January, being able to move in like February right before we had a COVID shutdown, spending all the time at home, losing a lot of weight, gaining a lot of weight back, really recognizing the fact that I would consider myself an addict when it comes to sugar. Like, I think that a lot of American people are like addicted to sugar and need to treat it like an addiction, need to take it seriously. When you use food to make yourself feel good, just like alcohol or cigarettes or anything else that you can be addicted to, kind of counts as an addiction. And we laugh and joke about it, but people die all the time of diabetes and obesity-caused illnesses. And it's not funny to them. It's not funny to me. I can feel it in my body that I just need to get weight off. I'm not planning weight loss surgery or anything that big. I do have plans for the new year in that regard. And then, of course, more recently, if you've been following my channel for a while, then you know, coming back from the corona quarantine to find that we were going to have new bosses, getting the new bosses into the business, getting to know them. And then in the beginning of December, I got laid off. I did see it coming, so at least I was mentally and emotionally prepared. I was not financially prepared. Let me put it this way. I was not as happy as I could have been at that job. And now I have another job on the horizon. No official hiring paperwork yet, but basically as long as my references don't screw me over, and as long as I can pass a drug test, which I definitely will, basically I'll be hired there for the same amount of money as I was getting, just 2 fewer hours per week. But I'll also get benefits and vacation time. It'll be really nice to have those things. And it's a job where I will have a ton of free time to devote to YouTube. I'll have in the future a kind of, I don't know if I'll do like a day in the life or like some kind of video where I talk about the job more, just because it's not my job yet. Like I said, no official paperwork has been put across my desk yet to sign. There's still a process in place. Provided I get it, which, you know, I'm praying that I do, it will be a really good job for my life balance, my life goals, and that's a beautiful thing. Just a couple other things I want to mention about 2020 before I get into my eye look. And when I do my eye look, I'll talk more about 2021. Just like some other stuff that happened in 2020 that I think is good and noteworthy. I became more at peace with the fact that I am not considered neurotypical. My anxiety, depression, ADHD, and PTSD count as disabilities on hiring paperwork. When I got to that section of hiring paperwork where it says do you have any disabilities? And then it lists some examples of disabilities. I've seen anxiety and depression on that paperwork before, and ADHD, but I've always been scared to say I have a disability because of like society and and the stigma that we've put around that word. But to be honest, like I do need accommodation at work. It's not a lot of accommodation, but I do need to ask people to clarify things a few times because my brain goes in 7 different directions when someone asks me a question or when someone is telling me something. It takes me a moment to process what they're saying. So I need them to know that when they talk to me, that I'm not like staring at them blankly going, like not listening. It's me repeating to myself the sentence that they just said so that I can process it and remember it accordingly and understand it. Little tiny things like that, you know? But also I've always been scared that if I actually say that I have a disability, technically I'm considered not neurotypical, then I would not get hired. And that has not proven to be true, at least not for the position that I just applied for. And that's really good to know. Don't be afraid to accept the label of not being neurotypical or having a disability. It's not on you. It's on the company to prove that if they don't hire you, it's not because of the fact that you're categorized under some sort of a disability. You are not less than by accepting a title of not being neurotypical or being differently abled. That doesn't make you less than. And it's good to know that about yourself and to accept it about yourself so that you can start to work on accommodations. What do I need to flourish? What do I need to thrive? If you don't accept that you need help, then you won't be able to find the right help for you. So it's stuff like that. I also found a nice new church right down the road from where I live, which has been really, really great. I've needed a community so bad. I'm also really happy because this year I really kind of like learned the power of asking for help. I think I mentioned in my 1,000 subscriber video that shortly before I hit 1,000 subscribers, I posted on Facebook saying, oh, I'm just, a few subscribers away from 1,000. Once I hit 1,000, I can monetize my videos and start to make money from all this hard work that I've been doing for this channel. And I'm unemployed right now, so that's particularly important. And people that I didn't know cared about me at all, like came out of the woodwork to support my YouTube channel, which was like super duper cool for me. And if I had not made that post, I don't know that I would be at 1,000 subscribers right now going into 2021. So I'm really happy about that. And it just showed me like support that I didn't realize that I had, which is always like so cool to see. And then because I made that post, I've now been connected with a nonprofit who is thinking about starting a YouTube channel, and I'm going to be helping them with that process. Don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to talk about what you're doing. I think that a lot of small YouTubers are shy. You feel like what you do on your channel isn't valid until you hit a certain subscriber number. And there's this feeling that if you don't have a lot of subscribers, then your content must be crap. So I don't think that my content is crap. I think I make pretty good content. I think it's just that not a lot of people have found me yet. And everybody has to start from somewhere. Everybody starts from zero and builds their way up. So the fact that you're in the process of building does not mean that where you are now is bad. So don't be afraid to talk about what you do if you have a small YouTube channel and if you watch YouTube, if you enjoy YouTubers. One thing that I really want to do going into 2021 is start to make more connections with other small YouTubers. Now that I've hit 1,000, I kind of feel like, okay, it's a good benchmark. It's a good milestone to feel like I kind of know what I'm doing a little bit on my channel. I feel better reaching out to other channels to make friendships and make connections. I really am an extrovert. I'm a social person. So I want to start making friends who are other YouTubers. Look out for some more of that on my channel. And if you are a small creator, say, hey, hit me up, okay? We can chat. This year definitely brought home the importance of your community. Having a community, having friends and family, having people that are there for you, and how we can be together while we're not physically together. And people just getting more used to it and just having it become more normal. A lot of people who maybe had ignored those apps because they didn't need it, now getting familiar with using it, and now being able to keep in touch with friends and relatives who live really far away. Once we're out of this pandemic world it'll be so much easier. It'll be so much more normal feeling, you know? I hope that this pandemic teaches us the value of in-person relationships and activities as well, though. There's a value to seeing people in person, to going and doing things in person. Because I feel like before shutdown, there was such a common social media trope, social media meme about what I wouldn't give to sit home for a week, cuddled up with a good book and sleeping and watching my favorite shows and doing nothing. Now, I feel like we've all had our fill of that. We're all good now. We've watched all the shows. We've done all the knitting. We've baked all the recipes. I hope that from here we can really get out of our houses and go back to supporting those in-person industries that previously were failing. Like, let's go shopping in retail stores. I complain about it on my channel, the fact that a lot of stores are moving online. Like, I made a whole video about this topic. I'll link it above. Like, go watch me rant about it because I have so many reasons why. Plus, departments need to stay in stores. Let's go shopping together. Let's make an event of it. Let's grab a Starbucks on the way. Let's carry our bags around and be cute. And let's keep stores open so that we have places to go. Let's go to bowling alleys and movie theaters and go ice skating and roller skating and go to parks and go have picnics and patronize especially small businesses that maybe don't have an online presence as an option, and small restaurants, all of these businesses that really suffered from the shutdown and weren't necessarily able to change their business models so that they could operate remotely. I hope to God that absence has made the heart grow fonder with that stuff, and we can all get back to actually spending time together and actually physically going and doing these things. There is such a value to human interaction, face-to-face interaction. I hope that for anybody who did feel like they needed a bunch of time alone and to rest, that this was a time when they got to rest and to be revived and to be fulfilled and to spend that alone time that they needed. That's a totally valid way of being. Introverts are allowed. But for people like me, I've definitely missed in-person activities with other people. Let's see what else. 2020 has taught me that I really love makeup as an art form. I love painting my face like I did yesterday. I've never been good at drawing, but I do find myself really liking makeup as an artistic thing. So that's been cool. Thank you for getting me to 1,000 subscribers and for making this such a nice community here on my channel. It's so cool to see. I'm gonna do my eyes with the makeup that my boyfriend got me for Christmas. So I have the Milani, hold on, I'm taking a sticker off. Milani Gilded Jewel palette. And this is what she looks like on the inside. And I have the e.l.f. Rose Gold Sunset little palette here. And here's the inside of this lady. I'm gonna try to incorporate both palettes. I'm not gonna necessarily do like a review because we're chatting today, I think. So yeah, that's just like all of my 2020 reflections, I think. This is something from the e.l.f. palette, that one as a base. I think I'm going to do 2 different looks on 2 different eyes because I feel like it. Now, going into 2021, like I said, it looks like I'm going to have a new job coming. I cannot guarantee anything, so I don't want to assume too much. But if I do get the job, my schedule will be a bit different. 4 days a week from 4 a.m. to 2 p.m. I've been practicing literally for the past few days. I've been practicing getting up earlier. Like today I got up at 3:30 and it's not that bad. I really am a morning person. The job where I used to be working before I got laid off was a noon to 9 job. And I just didn't realize until I started trying to prep for this morning job how much of a morning person I really am. And how, like, me feeling sucky and unproductive at that job wasn't even necessarily because of my ADD or my being lazy or low energy or anything like that. It was just because I naturally am a morning person. And when I operate within the structure of what I actually naturally am, I am so happy. I never thought I would be a happy little clam getting up at 3:30 in the morning, making my coffee, This morning, that's why I'm able to make this video, is because I woke up at like 3:30 this morning, got straight to editing. It didn't work out editing that video, but it's okay because I have time to film another video and get it done in time to post today. So like, okay, it's not so bad. I'm not advocating that like if you run a YouTube channel, that's what you have to do, but it's nice that I have the option. It's just like nice to find out about myself that it's a lot easier for me to turn myself into a very early morning person than to try to turn myself into a very late night person like I was trying to do at the other job. It's just not who I am. So I'll have this 4 days a week early morning job. While I'm at that job, I will have a lot of free time, which it's a-okay for me to be working on my YouTube channel during that time. So 4 days a week, that'll be what I'm doing. Working 2 jobs at the same time, basically. So like, thank you, Jesus. I was really at a place when I was doing my job searching of, this is like a pivotal moment in my life where I really need to like make a decision of what I actually want to do. Because either I get a job kind of like this, where it's just a job and I'm really focusing on YouTube for my future, or I really, really lay off of YouTube and focus on something else. I get a job that's like a real like career job, then I would probably really have to not do YouTube anymore or really lay off it, you know? I was saying like, okay, God, whatever job comes easy, let that be how I know. I got this job through my boyfriend's mom. She told me about it. It wasn't even a job that was like advertised on like any hiring websites that I saw. And I was looking, man. So it was cool to kind of have the inside scoop, inside connection. And it looks like a job that is really going to help me with my work-life balance. YouTube is like 25 to 40 hours a week for me. So having a 40-hour-a-week job where I can spend a ton of that time doing YouTube means that I don't have to try to find 25 to 40 hours a week at home doing YouTube. Instead, I can have a social life. I can go to church. I can do things that are good for my soul and my life that I've been wanting to do. I can spend time with my boyfriend. I can help out around the house more. I can put more quality into my content. I can rest. I can do things for fun that I don't have to film. Editing is hard for me. It always takes me a super long time. And videos that are shorter, honestly, probably have taken me longer to edit. Ooh. This is nice. I like this. Other eye, other look. I'm excited. With the new job just generally taking less time, I'll be able to have a lot more balance back in my life that I've been missing. I know that my boyfriend will be happy about it, being able to actually see me without me multitasking and editing while I'm talking to him. We're watching a movie together, but I'm actually like editing, and mostly editing because editing is the thing that takes me forever. I'll have time to put toward the nonprofit YouTube channel that I'm going to start working on. I'm going to keep that pretty much separate from this channel because through the nonprofit, I'll probably be able to be doxxed, and I just don't really want that to be part of my life. So with all of that being said about like describing the future schedule and the future life that I think I have coming up, I really, really want the next year of my YouTube and Instagram life to be just generally more intentional, because I feel like a lot of what I've been doing the past year has been just kind of like throwing stuff against the wall and seeing what sticks, having a very like basic knowledge of what I want to do, but not really doing anything like new or exciting or different with it. Or honestly, when I do some stuff that's new and exciting and different, it doesn't always necessarily go over well with my audience. So I'm trying to figure out what people actually like, mixed with what I actually enjoy creating. I want to definitely be more active on my Instagram than I have been, because thus far, my Instagram has been pretty boring. I've also been thinking about changing my channel name. This is something I really need help with. So when I first thought about creating a channel back in the end of 2019, I really wanted the name Pretty Hippie. But there's already a creator on the platform named Pretty Hippie. So I was like, I know, I'll be Pretty Hippie me. And so I made everything Pretty Hippie Me, but I have always felt weird about that. It's my own fault. She seems great. I haven't watched a ton of her stuff, and it's not an issue of me thinking that like we could get confused for each other. She's a young woman of color. She definitely doesn't look like me. So it's not like an issue of like wanting to not be confused with her. I don't feel like the name Pretty Hippie Me really exemplifies what I'm actually doing on the channel. I chose Pretty Hippie as the name that I wanted to have because it was a play on words. Because one, I have big hips, and two, I'm pretty progressive. But like me having those views does not make me like a hippie. I feel like I could have a better channel name that actually better exemplifies what my channel is about, and I have no idea what that name should be. So I really, really want suggestions, especially those of you who've been here for a while and you feel like you know kind of what my channel is. Like, what do you think of when you think of this channel? If you could name my channel, what would you name it? So that's something I'm going to be chewing on while I take a little break. P.S. I'm taking a break from YouTube after this Pretty Hippie Christmas. I'm going to take at least a week off, maybe a few days more, because Pretty Hippie Christmas was a lot. I wish I had been more prepared for it. I learned that I could work a lot faster than I thought I could and pull it off. I also learned that I also could have been a lot more prepared. And had I not lost my job and just had to work in a normal person time frame, pretty sure I wouldn't have been able to do it. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to try to answer some questions like this about should I rename my channel. Give me some ideas, because I really, really love hearing from other people how they describe what I'm doing. I really want to post more on Instagram, like back to this topic finally. I want to post more on Instagram, actual like Instagram content. I also really want to be intentional about connecting and forming friendships with other YouTubers and Instagrammers, especially those who are also tall, plus size, and or curvy like myself, and are into the same fashion, makeup, and life in general type of stuff that I do. Any creators watching, hit me up, comment below, or DM me on Instagram. I do plan on going back to the gym because I just need to get stronger. My body feels so weak. Part of it has to do with my weight gain, but part of it has to do with just living a very sedentary lifestyle, both at work and at home this year. I've been thinking about live streaming my exercise on Instagram so that you guys can join in with me if you want, or just hang out with me. I think that might make it more fun. I might go to the gym, or I might like take walks or ride a bike. I've been hoping maybe I could get a bicycle, and so that could be part of it. And I'd also like to make my YouTube content a little bit more predictable and consistent, but I also really am a multifaceted person who I enjoy putting out multifaceted content, so I don't want to necessarily pigeonhole myself. So yeah, I want to get fit in 2021. I'm going to go back on keto, I'm pretty sure, or at least low carb. My priority is to get stronger. Yeah, I'm just generally in 2021 going to try to take better care of myself. Working a schedule where I'll be 4 days a week. I will have at least 1 day a week where I can really fully rest. I'll be able to go to church, go to the doctor, because I'll have some weekdays as free days when I'm only working 4 days a week. Like, my teeth need help. My skin needs help. I need to like just take better care of my body. My back is a mess. I need to schedule massages. I got massages for Christmas. Thank you, friends and family. Like, I know that a lot of people are not really making New Year's resolutions this year. I'm not saying that I'm making a resolution necessarily, but I guess I just feel like 2021 is gonna be a good year for me. I can't speak to everybody else in the rest of the world, and I know that there's not a lot of people feeling the way that I feel right now, but just with things that are going on in my life, I feel like I'm being set up for a really good 2021. And like I'm so grateful for that. Like, thank you, God, because this is the type of stability that I have been looking for a long time. My ADD brain got way off track here because I started doing my mascara, but I have just had a really, really tough few years of job searching. So to find this one job that gives me the ability to also do YouTube while maintaining a steady full-time income and gives me the time and flexibility to have other parts of my life going on as well is really refreshing. And for the first time in a very, very long time, I feel my anxiety going down. And as a person with anxiety disorder, that is a very welcome, positive sign. I really hope that this doesn't sound like me just bragging, and it's totally not my intention, but just for the first time in a very long time, it looks like my life is going to be good, for fully good in a way that it has not been for an incredibly long time. So I'm just feeling very grateful and very blessed right now. And I know that this is a privilege to be able to have what I'm about to have. And again, I still don't necessarily have it, but I think that I do. Good things coming in 2021, and I really feel it, but not based on, I feel like everybody had this like feeling about 2020 that, oh, 2020 is going to be so great, but we had nothing to base that on. Whereas I feel like this year, for me personally, I can look at what's factually happening and see, oh yeah, 2021 is actually going to be okay. Thank you for letting me sit here and ramble and put on my makeup and just like say a lot of words. And I hope that this becomes a concise and edible video for you all. Let me know in the comments below what you want to see from my channel in the next year. Let me know if you have any ideas of a channel name change, what you would call my channel. And I have a surprise for you guys. I have a palette that I absolutely cannot wait to review, and that'll probably be the first thing that I do when I'm back from my break. But I got the Ace Beauté Oceanic palette for Christmas, and I'm dying. I cannot wait to use this. I keep opening it up and looking at it, and just like my heart goes pitter-patter just looking at the palette, but I haven't touched it yet. I'm saving it to review it for you guys. And I'm almost scared to use it because of how beautiful it is. And like, I don't want to mess it up. But I'm very happy to have that. That's one of my favorite Christmas presents from this year. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of my neighborhood. Thank you for being part of my channel. If you're new to my channel, I hope that you subscribe to become part of the neighborhood. We have really nice people here. And maybe like this video, please, because that helps it get shared to more people. And I would like to meet more people. Meet new friends, tie that yarn. That's how you do this yarn. Okay, I've rambled on for long enough. Editing Hannah, have fun. Thank you so much for watching this video. Really, 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 I truly appreciate you and your time and the fact that you're spending your time here with me. So much love. Happy 2021. Bye.